we have a music room. We don't have stereos here, so we have whatever is given to us. A piano was donated, a saxophone, a trumpet, 2 drums, 5 guitars, a violin, a harmonica, some rattles, and we make music. Sometimes the music is, Sarah's an trained opera singer, so some nights we had a guy from New York City who's a piano player. Sarah singing opera, she sang for the Eugene Symphony, and this amazing pianist. And we're in rural Missouri by candlelight with 8 people listening to this concert. And then some nights it's a few people on a drum singing Bob Dylan with the guitar. And we had a saxophonist from the lyric opera come and do Porgy and Bess on the sax. But everything needs someone to create it. There's just not turn on the CD. And so when we have a dance party, someone's playing music and dancing, and also storytelling. We don't have TV or computer, so we have storytelling night on Sunday nights. We have a guy visiting from Ireland who was a storyteller and visited all these communities and never told a story because there was movie night and everything else. And I was thinking, it's like, there's a story night here? So for 3 Sundays he did storytelling, or we'll read a children's book. So we're creating entertainment with our own selves. We're participating, and in that participation, that's what we believe in the project, you become alive again. And yes, you might miss, for example, the huge dance in the rave and the lights are going. There's a certain incredible energy that you maybe can't reproduce. But my question would be, if someone came to me with anything, and I'll give a couple examples of people who said, I could live here, but the rave. Let's get a cargo net or a used fishing net, hang it up at 8 feet and put 12 percussionists above it and have everyone dance under it so you're right under the drum. A friend said, well, I love those photo booths in the mall. I really would miss them. You know, you sit in the mall and it goes and you get the photos out of them. I said, okay, we'll build one out of wood from the land, and for a few hours a day we'll have one of us who are an artist sit behind there, and you sit in it and you get thumbnail sketches shot out at you. And one friend who's actually moving here sent about 300 things that she was going to miss from industrial society. We came up with the solution for all but 2. And most of them, she said, wow, I'd love to try that. Like, she didn't want to do, we have a washing machine, you plunge and then do the wringer. It's like, well, we know we can hook a bike up to a washing machine. She's like, I could go with that. And so instead of saying no to industrial society, saying yes, there's inherent beauty in it, but what if we can create the same amount of beauty with less cost? Like, what if we could all get our needs met with less cost to society and the earth? And when I got out of cars or turned away from flying and all these things, it was a reaction. I saw the earth dying. I studied environmental science. It was a reaction. There was anger and pain in it, and I wanted to throw it all out. There's nothing good about cars. But then, being car-free for 10 years, and I'd be like, wow, people can visit their grandmother who's sick 500 miles away. You can go on a road trip, and I remember, I love road trips. I wanted to suppress the beauty because it was too painful to acknowledge that it had beauty in it. But then all of a sudden, when you allow there to be beauty in a sweatshop made from China stereo, there's still Bach coming out of it, and you're being moved to tears. And so then the next question, once I allowed the beauty to be back in, I could say, okay, the only way we're going to have a revolution is to acknowledge the beauty in the industrial society and recreate it. And that's this experiment. So instead of this Led Zeppelin road trip, dress up as superheroes, be on our bikes, it is more fulfilling than a Led Zeppelin road trip. So I was successful there. And most people go on a superhero ride are like, this is better than any road trip I've ever been on. So we've done it by bike, serving. And so with every component, can we have more connection without all these other things? Going to Europe, we had to take a boat, sailboat, and freight boat. The trip was more extravagant than any time I flew when I just am there. I had to see the ocean. I had to go to Canada. I had to walk out on the platform. I had to watch the water go by, and I saw 5 types of whales, and I got to Europe, and part of my best part was getting to Europe, and that we forgot in the process, and not that, yeah, let's celebrate, in half a day you can be Europe in a plane. But if life's about being fully alive and being excited, then maybe by losing the process, the convenience kinds of takes away some of our life force. So here, trying to recreate music, recreate storytelling, recreate everything we do here, how we interact, how we play. We have a director of fun, which comes up once a week with a spontaneous activity for everyone. It might be taking turns dragging each other in the bike cart, or doing a firefly full moon pond jump. And so how do we get the same spontaneity that you might have in a city, where it's just, whoa, I'm going to go to the contact dance, and then, man, afterwards there's the speaker about nonviolence, and afterwards we're going to go to it. There's a lot of excitement, but can we replace it in a way, again, that we're participants, first of all, and second, there's not the ripples of ecological and social costs. And if we are successful, if you come back in a couple of years, we'll have a new culture rising up here where we are creating everything we participate in. And that's why it's an experiment, because we don't know what's going to happen. But acknowledging that there's beauty everywhere is kind of a jump of maturity that Sarah and I made, from reaction to then saying, okay, we're only going to up industrial society if we really see what people love about it and offer that same thing.